Hi guys, so this is the first lecture of the online classes here, and as you see, we have talked about the legislative criticism in a video where I introduce the liberal criticism, legislative criticism, various types of criticism. This is the first lecture. We're going to deal with Plato. Plato belongs to the legislative criticism, the classical criticism. Now, as you're watching this video, make the first point. सबसे पहला पॉइंट नोट करो that the real name of Plato is not Plato. Yes, Plato was a name given to him as a name Platon, just like a rocky thing, just like muscle thing. Plato was a muscular man. His teachers, the wrestling coach, he gave him this name, just like rock. His real name is this one, Aristocles of Athens. Remember this point, that's very important. I can bet 90% of you have not heard about this. That's why you are in the class. Be the best. आप जब एग्जाम में जाओगे, when you will be in the exam, nobody will be able to compete you. So first of all, the real name of Plato is Aristocles of Athens. Even teachers don't know this thing, so don't forget it. Now, they will not ask the question, but still it's 348 BC. This is not a confirmed date, so they will not ask any question. Last time in net exam, they asked question from the Phaedo and Phaedrus. What was question? The question was that pick the options, pick the right one where he talks about criticism. So the right answer was Republic. These two books are not the part of literary criticism. They are just mentioned for the options purpose, right? Now, we go for the most important theories related to Plato, the allegory of the cave. Yes, that's also called cave allegory. So my dear friends, see this. Plato was talking about the education. And he was of the view that the modern day education, the education of that time, modern day education was not proper education. He used to feel that the education is not the true education, real education, original education. And to point out this fact, he comes with an idea which is called the Plato's cave theory. Now see this thing. See, this is a cave, okay? My handwriting is bad, I know that. But this is a cave. And this cave has a dead end. Means the cave is closed. So nobody can go out of the cave. This is the opening gate of the cave. Here we have some people who are sitting. And these people who are sitting at the gate of the cave are watching inside. These lines are the ropes. They are bound tight by a rope, a chain. So they are bound by a chain. They cannot turn back. They have to see inside of the cave only. For them, this is their world. This is their world. They do not know this thing. Now, behind these people, there is a fire. There is a fire burning. Suppose this is a stove, gas, and there is a fire burning. The fire has created a light. Behind them, there is a sun. The sun is there. Behind them, there is a tree. Behind them, there is a dog and a peacock. So technically, there is a world behind them, but these people cannot look back. They can't turn their heads. ये लोग पीछे नहीं देख सकते हैं. ये लोग बंधे हुए हैं. Now tell me this thing. As there is a fire burning and there is a sun, there is a light. If the fire is burning just behind them, the reflection of the fire will appear in the cave. So the sunlight, the firelight, this light has created some small light in the cave. These people think that this is the real light because they cannot see the real light. So under this influence of light, they see the shadow of the dog because there is a fire. So if the dog moves, there is a shadow of the dog. There is a shadow of the tree. There is the shadow of the peacock. Now tell me this thing. What's the real color of peacock? You will say it's a green, blue, multicolors. But what if there is a shadow of peacock? What will be the color of the shadow? You will say, sir, shadow is always dark, black. For these people, tree is black, tree is not green, tree is black. Peacock is black. Dog is moving, dog is walking. So they cannot decide the size. Why so? Because they can't see the real light, they can't see the real knowledge. They are looking at this fake world. This is the fake world. What is cave? Cave is the symbol of fake world. Now the question is that why they are bound? What chain is this? This is the chain of love, lust, wrath, envy, the 7 deadly sins. It is the chain that is the greed of materialistic life. They are so much hypnotized, mesmerized that they don't want to leave this world. Unless you leave this world, you won't be able to see the real world. So one of them breaks the chain. If I use this delete thing, so one of them breaks the chain and now he is free. So when he is free, how he has broken the chain? By saying no to the materialistic world. No more relation, just like what Gita teaches us, what Quran Sharif teaches us, to avoid this materialistic world. He is capable to see the real fire, the real sun, the real dog, the real tree, because he has said no to the fake world. What is this world? Artificial world, fake world. What is this world? The real world. So talking about education, Plato was of the view that if your light itself is the copied one, the fake one, all knowledge, all learning based on the fake light is already fake. If you are learning and making yourself mature in a world which is already a fake world, your maturity is fake. Did you understand? I hope you understood. As it's an online class, I can't see your faces, but I'm very much sure, because when I teach the same topic in offline batch, I see the faces. So yes, what is this? We are living in a fake world. So even if I say I'm the best teacher in a fake world, you say I'm the best student in a fake world. Why? Because the ultimate reality lies behind this fake world. Remember the priests, the saint, people who go for Himalayas, for prayers. These people are the people who have left the world and then only they go to find the God. अगर दुनिया को देखना बंद करोगे तब जाके God दिखना शुरू होगा. And remember, my dear friends, one great philosopher has clearly mentioned it. ये दुनिया पित्तल दी. Rest you can fill in the lines. So ये दुनिया पित्तल दी, बाकी सब you know the lines, right? So this is the allegory of the cave. Through cave, the things are easily cleared. You can take this design. You can also see the designs on Google. Now let's go for the another concept by Plato. Theory of mimesis. Please remember this thing. Mimesis is a Greek word which means imitation. Imitation means copy. Now tell me this thing. According to Plato, everything on earth is a copy. Everything on earth is a copy, and according to Plato, the earth itself is a copy. Earth is a copy of what? Heaven. When God made earth, he had the idea of heaven. So according to Plato, idea was the original thing. The idea was the original thing. Idea was heaven, then he made earth, first copy. Now, what if we say that the idea also came by seeing heaven? God ने heaven को देखा. Heaven is original thing, reality. Then idea came. Idea is first copy. If we say idea is not original, then idea is first copy. So earth will become second copy. Earth will become second copy. So this is what we say, concept of mimesis. For example, today we have mobile phones. But mobile phone is copy of. Then you will say, sir, laptops, computers, then abacus. And before abacus, people used to count on fingers, things like that. So technically copy, and copy. Today's guitars are the copy of the first level of wooden sitars. How the first chair, first bed was made by the carpenter. Carpenter ने chair कैसे बनाई? The first chair. He must have found the idea watching a rock. He must have seen one rock, another rock to give support to the back. he got the idea. So looking at the rock, what is rock? Rock is original thing. Then idea. Idea is first copy. Copy aaya, first copy. Then the chair was formed. Chair is second copy. If the chair goes to a painter and he paints it, that is third copy. Following this method, Plato wanted to say that poetry is twice removed from reality. Poetry should not be trusted. According to Plato, why poetry is twice removed from reality? It's quite simple. You can see this thing here. A poet looks at something, maybe nature, maybe a tree, maybe society, looking at something, then gets the idea. So if poet got the idea, he got the idea by looking at something, maybe like Wordsworth or Keats, looking at some nightingale, some river, some boat. So something is original. Idea is the first copy that came in the brain of the poet, and when he wrote the poetry, that's a second copy. First, you see things, it gives you idea. Idea is your first copy because you are seeing this and having idea. First copy. But when you're trying to write poetry or doing something, that is second copy. Now, it is original, it is second copy. Which is more real? You will say, sir, this one. So Plato was against the poets. Point to be noted, my lord. Point note kar lo. Plato was against poets. Plato कहता था कि poets should not be allowed in ideal republic because they are bringing things fake, imitated. Plato के according, poets should be banned in an ideal republic. Write down this line. Poets should be banned in an ideal republic because poets जो हैं वो real बात नहीं करते. Poets जो हैं वो proper बातचीत को नहीं ठीक से बताते हैं. They are fake. They are far away from reality. Now, as Plato has given some charges against poetry, I will teach you that in second part of the lecture. We go for the other pointers given by Plato. Theory of forms and ideas. Plato के according, the world is not something that it looks. World is simply based on ideas. According to Plato, the world is based on ideas. It's your perception towards the world. If you want to see the world as a good place, it's a good place. If you want to see the world full of opportunities, it has opportunities. If you want to see the world as a dark and dismal place, it's a dark and dismal place. This philosophy is also used in education concept by Plato. So please, if they ask you the idea of theory of forms and ideas, please remember the idea is based on perception. The idea of perception. Now, see this thing. There is another concept, platonic love. Now, most of the people have heard about this thing. You know about this word. Platonic love is the love which is the form of spiritual love. So, in spiritual love, there is no need of bodily love. Physical love is far away from this thing, and that's what we call platonic love. This is also a question of West Bengal said. Then comes the cardinal virtues. Cardinal virtues of a gentleman, which is also used in Anglo sections for the Arthur's introduction. You must remember these things. They may ask you in exam that according to one, which one is not a cardinal virtue mentioned by Plato, and there you will have to find out the odd one. So the first virtue is prudence, fortitude is the second virtue, temperance and justice. These are the most important virtues. Now, in next lecture, I will be telling you the allegations on poetry by Plato, and I'll also talk about some important facts from the famous work Republic. Till then, write down each and everything, make proper notes. If you are working, if you are having a government job or a private sector job or defense and you're not able to write down these things, then I suggest you should book the notes material so that it can help you. If you have the notes material, you will be able to read and prepare things in a proper way. You will have 15 booklets. Education is the greatest investment of life. So you must go and book, because in the competition, thousands of students are going to defeat you. and they will not listen to your excuses that I was working, I was married, I had kids, or I could not make notes. दुनिया बहुत खतरनाक है, क्रूअल है, और तुम्हें तभी पहचानेंगे जब तुम जीतोगे। हारने वाले की कोई बात नहीं करता, हारने वाले की सिर्फ कब्र बनती है। विद दिस मैसेज, थैंक यू सो मच एंड बी रेडी फॉर द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर। आई विल बी जॉइनिंग यू सून। थैंक यू सो मच।